Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, we have 2 new episodes coming out every week. Now let's get into it. I know T.I. is huge because you know who T.I. is.
I actually used to listen to a lot of rap.
It's crazy that I'm gonna do stand-up opening for him because I saw him with my mom when I was 13 years old.
Yeah. I love you and your mom at a T.I. concert.
Stand-up is a crazy thing that, like, no one late in life is like, I'm going to put out, like, a slam poetry project. But everyone's like, I could do stand-up.
Yeah. Stand-up could be... We try acting maybe later in life. I know Hannibal Buress tried music. For the most part, we stick to what we do.
Yeah.
Other people who do other shit decide to do what we do. And it pisses us off.
Because it seems so easy that we're just talking.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
You really have to develop that skill.
Yeah.
And you can't just like do it. You couldn't blow up and stand up and then 20 years from now be like, I'm gonna put out a rap album.
Yeah. That would be ridiculous.
That would be amazing though.
No, it wouldn't.
What would your rap name be?
I mean, I couldn't even do the whole offensive white guy thing because like Eminem already did it.
He's the voice for the angry whites.
That's for generation like extra X.
I don't like angry whites.
Not many people like angry whites.
You're right.
I mean, who likes say angry whites in a sentence in a positive way?
There were a lot of angry whites at that Eminem show last
Dude,
night.
yeah, like angry whites.
But you know, everyone loves the band. Like if you like Blink 182, you're an angry white.
No, I don't think so. I think they're more fun.
Are you a
Corn?
Corn?
If you like Corn, you're an angry white.
Can you be about inclusion and also listen to a band like Korn?
I'm sure like the Corn guys would be like, yeah, man, come on, what the fuck? The fuck do you think we are? But you know, it's a weird thing. It's not your first thing.
Do you fall into the category of thinking you are your fan base or your fan base defines you?
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Because like if you have a shitty fan base...
Yeah, I mean, I think people let their fan base push them around a little bit too much, and they let them influence how they're going to do what they're going to do. I think like Rick and Morty letting their fan base get in their head like kind of ruined the show.
Oh yeah, didn't that dude get kicked off the show?
Yeah, that's different though. That was for, I mean, I think he was threatening like 16-year-old girls or something.
Oh Jesus Christ.
It was something insane.
I always knew I didn't like that show for a reason.
That's right. You don't like Dan Harmon. You don't like his writing.
Oh, yeah.
I
hope he doesn't listen to this podcast.
Have you seen Community?
When it first came out.
Did you like it?
I thought it was fine.
I really liked Community. I really liked that. And I liked the first 3 seasons of Rick and Morty. And then except like they felt like they needed to like tell their fan base how to act. It's like, listen, there's a couple of dickheads over Szechuan sauce. Like, it's stupid. But don't let it just whatever.
People just get like...
Don't defend it and don't like, you know.
The people who love Rick and Morty, I feel like were the people whose parents neglected them so they watched Adult Swim.
Yeah, perhaps.
Like that really...
Yeah, you're right.
Robot Chicken molded a lot of children's humor into something shitty.
You didn't like Robot Chicken?
I think it's fine, but that whole era is just like, ugh.
Yeah, I liked Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's what I liked.
Do you ever think about what you liked, and then you're like, damn, that really did fuck up my sense of humor?
What, in a negative way?
Like, I loved Doug Benson growing up. Even before I smoked weed, I would listen to Doug Benson all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And now I am the comedian I am, and I feel like it's a little bit Doug Benson inspired. And it's like, damn, no, I couldn't run from it.
No, I don't think negatively about that at all. Because I listen to so much comedians. I think I just took away a little bit from a bunch. Dave Attell's the one I listen to the most, and he's the guy you can probably hear the most when you watch me. But I used to take in so many specials, and I took in so many different things. It's hard to even pinpoint exactly where I got any negatives from and where I got some of my positives from.
Congrats on the special.
Thank you.
That's fucking. How does that feel?
It feels really good. I was super proud of it. It was one of those things. As soon as the show was done, I was just like, "Holy shit, that was fucking incredible." As long as Chuck Staten recorded everything well, we are golden. And of course, Chuck did an incredible fucking job.
It looked amazing.
Yeah, fucking yeah. I mean, the only one regret I have about it are the dumb lights behind me.
Oh, the lights changing color and
I
shit.
hated that.
I noticed it once.
But there was nothing we could do about it.
But I let it go.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's weird. Next time I'm gonna have. I think I'm not gonna have that.
Shout out Frankie in the front row.
Yeah. You saw Frankie.
Frankie, you see him right in the special. He's sitting in the front row.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, he's I met him through him being a fan of the rap music and the podcast and stuff.
Oh no shit.
But he's sitting front row at your special.
Is he? Where is he? Is he to the right?
Yeah, with the white jacket on.
Oh, they saw me at the worst show ever.
I know. I put them onto your shit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
They came out and saw me, and I was like, that's the worst thing I've ever done.
At what, G-Pub or something?
Yeah, it was G-Pub in Plymouth.
Al and Brianna's show.
I guess that show's much better now because they let them do it in the back room. Before, we were just doing it where people were playing pool. It was fucking ridiculous.
What show did you do that you felt like this room is the least room for comedy?
G-Pub. It was so bad.
What about it?
Dude. Pool tables to the left. There's a jazz club in the back. Everything, that whole bar is trying to be everything all at once. If you've ever seen it, there's fine dining, and then it's also a sports bar in this other section or something. And then I think they had then they tried to be a jazz club. Then they had an arcade too. They didn't just pick one thing. They got 7 things going on. So you're just surrounded by nonsense. You're just surrounded by 7 different ideas. You're just in the middle of a business without someone at the top.
It's just a business that wants to milk parents. Children are just going to be ooh, this, and just milk their parents for their money.
Yeah, that's it. They're trying to tell you can have a fine, penne vodka sauce, and also your kids can go play Mortal Kombat down the hall. That's not a place.
I feel like we're giving great promotion for G-Pub.
I mean, I want to speak as negatively as I can about it. I hate that place.
Everyone listening has no idea what we're talking about.
It sounds like a magical place, but it's not.
The 2 worst shows I've ever done were at G-Pub.
They're just terrible.
It's hard to have not 1, but 2 of the worst shows ever at a place, especially when they were in different rooms of the same location.
Exactly. I've actually had 2 horrible G-Pub sets at 2 different G-Pubs.
Last one I did, I was doing comedy, and there was a table right next to me, packed out. And it was a kid trying to be signed to a basketball team.
Oh, God.
And they're having this serious meeting with his parents and the coach and the team, and then it's just no one else in the restaurant, and then us doing stand-up.
It's just the worst.
That kid definitely didn't go to that school. The other one is I did it, and it was a doctor's conference, but it was an international doctor's conference, so the only people in the room didn't speak English, and thought it would be great to speak over comedy.
Yeah, well, I mean, people go to G-Pub to do everything but comedy.
Oh,
I said, they have...
That's a great place to bring your mistress.
Yeah. Dude, they're okay, this is the wine section. We also have a craft beer section in the back, and just all this shit going around. People playing, it's just fucking silly.
It's funny. I was watching your special, and you had a joke about a porn star.
Yes.
One, I don't know any names for porn stars. I like amateur porn.
Okay.
But two, I didn't realize Tory Lane?
Tory Lane?
I didn't realize that was a porn star.
That's a real, yeah, she's a real
Because I
person.
just know the rapper.
Oh, Tory Lane's? Yeah. That's very confusing.
I didn't know that.
Dude, I'm starting to think he named himself after.
I think he did. Imagine.
Because she's well known. She's well known for screaming. She's well known. She's made herself different.
And Tory Lanez definitely named himself after that.
Oh,
You know what Tory Lanez got in trouble for?
No. What happened?
He's in prison now
No shit.
for like 20 years.
20 years.
He shot Meg the Stallion's toe off.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, so that's why you're telling this joke.
I didn't even know they were dating.
You're telling this joke, and I'm like, well, Tory Lanez is definitely taking 20 dicks in prison right now. Imagine being in prison and being named after a porn star.
That's a bad hit. You give me my Tory Lanez. Oh my god, dude! That's not just a coincidence. There's no way it's a coincidence.
No way.
No way. No, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
So
you wish he didn't now. He wish he picked a tougher name.
Yes, he most certainly did. Tory Lanez, the rapper. Dude, that's so funny. So I have something in common because it has to be his favorite porn star, right?
Must be, yeah.
You don't name yourself after your fourth favorite porn star.
Oh, after the porn star you hate?
Yeah. No, yeah. You pick your absolute favorite to build a rap career on. He shot her in the foot?
Yeah.
Why did he shoot her in the foot?
They were arguing
Okay.
over
Lots of people
Kylie. I
argue.
think he was like fucking Kylie Jenner. It was like a whole thing. It's that's like TMZ shit. I don't really know.
That's so funny that somehow Kylie Jenner, of all people, a billionaire, gets involved in something like that.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's why I don't think the Illuminati's real.
No.
People are too dumb.
Yeah, people with money are way too fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Some of the richest people they're just fucking out of their minds.
Yeah, they just are very good at being obsessive. That's really all it is. Like they're not running any shit.
Yeah. Most people don't have, like, a lot of people, like, who are, like, rich and famous. They don't have a lot of common sense. They don't have a lot of regular skills because they've just focused their lives on one thing.
Yeah.
That's all they've cared about.
I would like to see Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk box, though.
I think most people would. I mean, I think Elon Musk would kick the shit out of him, though, right?
I think Mark Zuckerberg knows how to fight.
Has he ever really been tested, though?
Yeah. Who would you rather fight?
I would rather fight. Here's the thing. I would rather get my ass kicked by Elon Musk. Right?
Yeah.
There's more dignity in that.
Yeah, because if you get... But there is a thing. Is Mark Zuckerberg... Is he hated, or is he just hella famous and rich?
Zuckerberg's kind of hated.
He is, but I feel like once someone hits a certain level, they just automatically get hated.
Well, I mean, social media is, like, really evil. So I think he's hated for legitimate reasons. I mean, he's basically, it's like oil companies, only oil is just the depths of our soul. They're fracking our brains for happiness, is what they're doing at Facebook.
Are you giving a TED Talk right now?
A little bit.
They're fracking our brains for happiness.
That's what they are doing. That's what we give them. That's what they suck out of us.
What do you think the next steps are?
I think it's possible in 20 years, people are like, can you believe we were all on social media? That's absolutely ridiculous.
You think we're going backwards? We're going back to no social media.
I think it could be possible that we look back on social media as like smoking. Or like drinking and driving. Like, man, what were we thinking? Because it does do a number on you, and you feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially us. You're more on it than I am. But I am on it, and I don't want to be. But it's what we have to be there.
But we're
coal miners, basically. We're the new coal miners.
But are we the old
the
guys who are like, oh, entertainment, like it's getting bad back in my day? Like, do you really think it's going to go backwards?
The internet's not going anywhere, but social media itself, I don't know, man. I really think we could look back on it like, that is so terrible for us.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard to imagine how the entertainment industry would go without social media. It is, but I think regular people are going to drop off. Do you know this? Do you know that only 17% of Americans are on Twitter?
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny now that I have like the podcast and stand up, and I push myself, like that's all I use it for, is to push myself. I'm like, why do normal people have social media?
No idea.
Like you're not using it as a tool to market yourself. What are you doing on it?
Yeah, I mean, congratulations on another vacation. Oh, look, great sandwich. Who gives a fucking shit?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what are you doing?
People used to go ham on just posting whatever.
Yes, they did. You know what? I will defend Facebook. I think their messenger app is fucking awesome. It's perfect. Like, if it was up to me, I would never text or Instagram message anyone. Everyone would just have Facebook Messenger.
All right, Mark Zuckerberg.
I think it's perfect. I think he's a bad man. I think almost everything else he's done is bad. But the Messenger app, God bless him. Like the Instagram, ever do that thing where you accidentally put vanish on?
Oh, yeah, when you scroll up
and then you have to Google how to fucking change.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Shout out Dad Meat Podcast. Everyone go get On Perks by
You should all
Mike
be doing
Rainey.
perks.
But he has a whole book about when he used to get fucked up on perks and write Facebook posts. And he went back and looked at all his like old Facebook posts. Did you ever write crazy shit on Facebook when you were drunk?
Yeah.
Do you ever get the memories of them?
No, not really. I just, I don't know. Like before Twitter, I used to post some jokes on Facebook, and they were offensive or whatever. So nothing too crazy. It was all just jokes. Like I never went on a political rant. That shit, I can't understand that for the life of me.
Political rant?
Especially, like I can understand on Twitter because that's what it's for.
People feel super entitled.
Facebook, what are you doing? Facebook is supposed to like, okay, everyone just chill out. I
get like, people just want to be heard. It's like, go talk to your significant other. Like you
therapist.
Go talk to a therapist.
Yeah.
Do you go to a therapist?
No. I don't need to, man. You don't see me, posting shit on Facebook about, George Clooney sucking off children or anything like that.
You just wear long pants and keep your razor at home.
Yeah, exactly.
You deal with it like a real man.
Yes. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. No. I don't talk to a therapist. I talked to a therapist when I was a kid. I didn't like it. I should probably. I'm one of those people who probably should. But there's a small part of in my brain that just tells me like, the less fucked up you are, like the less funny you are. I still kind of believe that.
Do you believe that, or do you think that's just something you tell yourself so you don't
Do I think it's an excuse so I don't have to go?
Uh-huh.
No, I kind of believe it.
Because isn't that the same excuse that you would say that kept you drinking and doing comedy?
Yeah, but it got to the point where I couldn't formulate sentences. So there was no even lying about that.
Yeah.
It
is a problem that when you see a comedian get their life together, like be famous, they do lose a little bit of like
All of them do. After their first 2 specials, like a lot of the time they just drop off.
Your third album, you're gonna come
gonna be
out
shit.
gold chains, grills.
I'm gonna have a crown.
Yeah, you're not gonna give up. You're gonna be like airplane food song. You're just doing hacky ass material.
Yeah,
You're just gonna turn to Rob Schneider.
basically, dude. Schneider.
Shout out Shamil Kumar, one of my best friends. I called him up,
Well,
and
good friend of mine too.
he hate watched Rob Schneider's new special.
We've
and
all
went
been there.
through every single joke and told me how hack it was.
Well, he's like a right-wing guy too, so it's not even just a hack. It's just like a political hack. Like it's like this like when you come from that place, you have simple answers for complex problems all the damn time. So it's like hacky jokes on top of just not actually knowing what's going on.
I like how right-wing people are like, the left manipulates media, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then every right-wing comedian just ends up doing the exact same set every time, covering the same.
My pronouns are fucking you.
Yeah.
It's not clever.
That's in 17 specials right now.
I know. All of them on Fox Business Plus or whatever that thing is called. Fox Station.
One network.
Dude, you know what though? That shit sells, man. What's his name? Has the best rated fucking late night TV show on basic cable.
Who?
Greg Gutfeld.
I don't even know who that is.
Dude, well,
you
that's
have to
because
be
you don't live in Nebraska.
People forget about those states.
Yeah.
People forget that there's a lot of people
There's
in the
more
middle
of them.
America who just wake up and work on a farm.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just hate anything that has to do with like having fun because they just work on a farm. And they don't know the difference between their wife and the cows. They look exactly the same.
They have fun. They play the banjo. They smoke crystal meth.
They fuck their cousin on Thursdays.
Yeah. They have fun. I mean,
Thank God I wasn't born in Nebraska.
I still think you'd be listening to the same hip hop.
I don't think so.
Really? You think
Yeah.
you're that much of a product of your environment?
Yeah, my parents played me rap music. That's all they listened to, of course.
Oh shit! What did they listen to?
Wu-Tang. My dad played Wu-Tang. My mom played
Wu-Tang.
Lil Wayne.
Okay, Lil Wayne.
What were your parents like?
They didn't listen to fucking Lil Wayne.
No, what were your parents like?
My mom was an immigrant from Ireland. My dad was 4th generation Irish. So 2 very different sort of Irish, American Irish and Irish. They like classical music, things like that. They like classic films, things like that. They were cultured people. They, liked to eat out of fine restaurants, and they liked, they liked going to museums and things like that. We weren't like super rich or anything. Like we, pretty steadily middle class. Maybe towards the end, my dad got us to upper middle class. Maybe, but middle class. But they appreciated the finer things in life. They were cultured people.
They were Irish. It's not much culture.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
well, Irish people have a little more culture than you would say. We have a lot of authors and playwrights.
I'm Irish.
Yeah, not a lot of rappers. They how should I say it? They were sophisticated people. My parents.
Irish are like potatoes. They can go with.
We
They can
look
do.
like
They can do
potatoes.
a lot. We look like potatoes.
We eat potatoes.
We can go with a lot of things, but we're not very special.
I mean, who's special?
The most special Irish person is who? Fucking Bono?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
He's
The greatest actor of all time.
The greatest at being somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we don't have the cultural imprint of, say, England or Italy. Our thing is we like to drink by ourselves.
Are you gonna die on the hill of Irish culture?
No, I mean, Irish culture. Irish culture, it's a lot of drinking and it's a lot of not talking.
Have you been to Ireland?
Yeah, when I was like 12. I had a Guinness. I was like 12.
Didn't that? It was all downhill from there.
No, I was drinking before then, too.
Before you were 12?
Yeah.
At what age?
I don't know, around 11. Like, let me see. Like
I was watching Dora the Explorer at 11.
6th grade. 6th grade, actually. What's 6th grade?
6th grade is probably, like 11, 12.
I was drinking.
Damn.
Smoking pot I think I waited till high school to smoke pot.
Were you the nefarious one, or did you have someone, like, bring you to the dark side?
Oh, I always found worse people than me. My buddy Soldy got me smoking pot, so we were skipping class a lot, just getting high. A lot of fun.
Back to your parents. Did they have fucked up senses of humor?
No, not really. My mom did. My mom was funnier than my dad. She laughed more than my dad.
Because, like, you asked me, like, I know where my rap shit came from. Do you know where your origin story came from?
I always just liked stand-up comedy. Also, and I remember one time I was hanging out with my friend Brendan Hart. Brendan Hart was a year older than me. He was in the grade above me. Really smart kid, so I think I looked up to him a little bit. And he was like, I think stand-up, and we were young. We were in elementary school. And he was saying, like, I think stand-up comedy is, like, the hardest art form because it's just you up there. You don't have anything else. And that stuck with me. And I started watching a ton of stand-up ever since then, just, like, sort of preparing myself.
Do you think it's the hardest art form?
No.
Definitely not.
No.
Definitely. That's why everyone thinks they can do it later in life.
Yeah. I mean, it is harder than people think. But, I mean, playing the violin... Come on.
See, I don't think it's hard, but you have to be a very specific type of person to do it.
You have to be very disciplined.
But you also have to be super crazy. Like, you have to be crazy enough to do it.
Oh, are you talking about the violin or comedy?
Comedy.
Yeah, comedy, you got to be a little nuts, a little broken.
You got to be super crazy, but not crazy enough to push it too far and not be disciplined.
Yeah, you can't be like a complete sociopath up there.
No. But you have to have a little bit of like, is this guy gonna freak the fuck out right now?
Yeah, it makes you a little more compelling when you're a little off your rocker.
That's why when people get it together, they don't want to listen to their comedy.
No, I mean, yeah, it's so true, dude. Like, when you look at almost every comedian, their third album or special, there's a big drop-off. Almost every one of them.
Why?
Because... Well, I think a lot of it is... I think some of it has to do with the fact that you have been writing material for so long, and I think that you still have something to work off of from your second album. You still have material left to start for a base for the second one. After the second one, though, I think you've gotten all your old jokes out of the way. I think that's one thing. And number two, you're sort of rich, and you sort of have... You can sort of spend your time doing cool things. You can spend your time doing whatever you want when you're rich. That's why they say, like, when you get rich, you don't change. You're just more the same. You're yourself even more. So, like, for instance, if I was into water sports, something like that, and I wanted to get a wave runner, shit, I could just wave run a lot if I'm rich.
What are you going to do when you're rich?
I'm probably just going to watch... I'm just going to keep watching
You're
movies.
You're going to have a U-Haul filled with Thai hookers.
Filled to the brim. Filled to the brim. They're squished together. You can't fit paper in between them. They're stuffed in there like hot dogs in a pack. Just stuff against the fucking...
You just open it up and they come splashing out.
Exactly. Whoa! They're grasping for air.
They're flopping around like fish out of water.
Thank you so much.
You're like, no, you wish you were back in there, honey.
Yeah.
And then you rub your belly.
And then I rub my belly. And then I have slaves bring them into the house. I'm going to be on an island. No, dude, honestly, I'm gonna keep doing stand-up, I think, because that's my favorite thing to do. And I'm going to watch movies on a bigger TV. I'm trying to think, like, I would probably eat better. Like I'd probably spend a lot of my money on like better food.
Being healthier.
Yes.
Would you get the fake sculpted abs?
No, I might suck the fat out of my gut and tits, but I'm not going to sculpt anything, you know?
I think you should come back fucking all lipoed out.
Dude, the fake abs, I don't even know what goes in them. Is it the same thing as fake asses?
Yeah. Were you ever thin?
No. I was always a little fat.
When's the last time you shaved your face fully?
Years. 5, maybe 10 years ago. Like, it's been a while. I like the beard. I'm keeping the beard.
I'm trying to picture you young.
I might have done a goatee like 5 years ago, but that's it.
Yeah.
As soon as I grow a beard, I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. You like the mall Santa look.
I do. I'm gonna trim this up soon, but I do.
You said you were gonna be healthy with all your money.
Yes.
See, and then you'll be unfunny.
Yeah.
I think you should just eat and get fatter and funnier, and then fucking.
But here's the thing: I'm still gonna eat what I like.
John, who's that? Who was that really big? John Panette.
John Panette.
Yeah.
All his shit was about food.
He was funny though.
He was a funny guy, but every joke was. You know how every Mobb Deep song is about like killing people?
Yeah.
I mean, every single one. Same thing with Panette, dude. He joked about one thing: eating and being fat.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, by the way, did you ever? Do you know the story of how Fat Joe became Fat Joe?
No.
He used to be just a guy named Joe, but then he started selling crack, and then he just ate steaks every day.
Is that true?
It's so true. It's so true, dude. He had money for steaks. He just bought them.
There's no way his rap name was just Joe.
No, I don't think he had a rap name. But people just called him Joe or Joe from the block or something. He got to become Fat Joe because he became fat because of success from selling crack.
I think he should have changed his name to Fat from Steak Joe.
Is he? That sounds a whole lot better. Fat from Prime Rib Joe.
Fat from Prime Rib Joe.
You know?
Oh, you never had a rap name?
No.
Damn.
He really looked up to Big Pun, so people thought maybe he got fat because of that, but no, he was just eating steaks.
What was Big Pun's rap name? Fat from Pepperoni Pizza Pun?
Fat from whatever I could get my fat hands on Pun. He was, dude, he had to cancel an SNL appearance once. He was going to be the musical guest, but he couldn't, like, get up and, like, breathe. Like, I'm a pretty big guy, but I've never called into work fat. I've never done that. I've never done that.
You've never been too fat to work?
Yes. I've never been like, oh, I'm sorry. My tits are too big today.
It is wild how different people get fat different ways.
And, yeah, I mean, it just doesn't stop. It's just like alcoholism or anything else. It really is. Like, it's like, what are you doing, dude? Have some grilled chicken every now and then. Put some salmon on a salad. For the love of fuck, don't you want to live for another 30 years as a rich guy?
Yeah, but people don't care about that. Food's too good.
Food is good.
Okay, all right. Back to the social media question. Do you think the government's really going to regulate social media when they don't even regulate food?
I don't think the government's ever going to regulate social media. I think people, it's just like, you know how no one smokes anymore? Cigarettes?
Hell, you're smoking a vape right now.
No, I'm vaping, not smoking. We don't, as soon as we find out what this shit does and turning our lungs into liquid shit, I'm going to quit this too. All right, but right now they're not quite sure. Everyone says it's horrible for you, and they have some things like popcorn lung and other silly name diseases. They haven't figured out what it's really going to do.
Delicious
I know, right? Yeah.
Kettle corn lungs.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be different when people really see like think of what percentage of people have anxiety disorders and everything now. Like, a lot of that is because of social media.
Yes, I agree, but I think a lot of it also is unhealthy lifestyles.
Yeah, because of the internet, mental Kids seeing porn at the age of 4 is probably not good either.
When's the first time you saw a pair of titties?
In a movie?
The first time you saw a pair of titties in real life, or on screen or in a book or something.
Some girl down the street flashed me my first set of titties, and that was like when I was in 6th or 7th grade.
You've been riding that high ever. You smoked weed, saw some titties, and you've been riding that high ever since.
Nothing like seeing your first pair of titties. I don't remember the movie. I remember all I remember though was furiously looking for them in the TV guide schedule. Okay, all right. TVMA, violence, adult content, language. Okay, nope. S. Okay, all right. Here we go. S meant sexuality or nudity.
So you would just look for the.
Yeah, I would watch whole movies because there might be tits in them, and sometimes there just wasn't.
What movies did you think had tits but didn't?
There's a few of them over there. A couple of Selma Hayek ones really disappointed me.
Free Willy?
Free Willy, yeah. No tits in Free Willy. That kid does fuck a whale, though, so that's pretty good. It's implied. It's in the subtext.
Do you fuck the blowhole, or do they have whale pussies?
I think whale pussies are probably too big for our dicks, so we would have to use the blowhole.
Speak for yourself.
You're fucking a whale cock, really?
I got this a whale cock.
Yeah.
I call it blubber dick.
Hey, how come Sam doesn't ever wear shorts in the summer?
You ever see the old man who had the balls like hang out their shorts? That's scary to me.
I've never seen that, no.
I've seen it.
Their nuts hanging out of their shorts?
That's scary to me that your balls can hang out.
Yeah, dude, get some boxer briefs. What are you doing with your life?
But imagine having balls that hangy.
Yeah.
Do you have hangy balls?
No, I mean, but they're going to get hangier. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. I would get my balls tucked.
What do you mean, tucked in?
Like, get them, like, less hangy. Take some skin off the back.
Oh, no, because then you got to cut it. No, I don't need any ball surgery, man. Unless I got a tumor, I'm not getting knives near.
No knives. Balls. You don't shave your balls?
Well, that's different. That's done with like an instrument designed for that.
Manscaped?
Not necessarily Manscaped. I think I went the cheap version. I got something else.
Do you think they used a straight razor to shave their dick and balls in the olden days?
What else are they going to use?
I guess you're right.
Yeah, you use those little scissors first, right?
Yeah.
And then you do the straight razor. I mean, I can't imagine someone doing that themselves. I think, dude, you know what really happened? People just had pubic hair and it was fine. I think, if anything, men waxed like women did.
No way. Is that why they look so unhappy in all those olden pictures? Is they just had their assholes waxed?
Dude, if there's any,
and they're just in pain.
I'm talking about like 1980. I'm not talking about like the Renaissance or something.
I'm talking about like the 1800s.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if they're getting their assholes waxed.
No, can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine saying to your wife in like 1800, everyone's got the plague, fucking, you're making 7 cents a day, doing whatever you can to get bread, and you're like, you know what I'd really like if you got all that hair off your cunt. We don't have bigger problems, Francis. I'm just saying.
When I go down there, it's like untangling iPhone headphones.
Yeah.
Apple headphones.
For God's sakes, I work on a bar. Most of my day is chasing gophers to try to beat them to death. Like, I would be willing to do that for 19 hours a day, and I'd be happier if I had a nice, bald cunt to look at.
It must smell horrible.
Too much pubic hair?
Just like olden times genitals.
I wonder what they did to clean.
Pray.
Put a bottle of vodka in your cunt and just sort of tip it. Just here we go. All right, there we go.
The shower and vodka.
Yeah.
What job would you do in olden times?
Oh, dude, I'd be a jester. We'd be jesters.
They didn't have jesters in the Wild West.
We had some sort of comedians like tumblers, clowns. We'd be doing something like that.
We'd be killed. We need a real job.
I'm sure there's a way we could figure.
All right, perfect. And we can just get back into it. We had technical issues. What were we even talking about before?
We're talking about the Old West.
Oh, yeah, about how doctors judged how good they were based on how much blood was caked on their shit.
Yeah, I got a lot of blood out of them.
You know what? People were so dumb.
They weren't dumb.
They were dumb.
They weren't dumb.
They were dumb.
Every single generation is the same as the generation before them and the generation after them. We're all the same species. You understand what I'm saying? Like life throws different things at us. Like, it's easy for you to say they were all dumb, but what are you going to create your own goddamn, smallpox vaccine? What would you do?
They were scared at the train coming on the screen. Like, they thought a train was really coming. They're dumb.
Okay.
The first time I saw a 3D movie, I didn't think Shrek was going to fucking fuck me in the ass.
It's in the fucking... Yeah, I disagree with the idea that this generation goods, this one's bad. I think people react the same way. I think if the greatest generation had been raised on Twitter and shit, I think they'd be very similar to us.
If you could live in any generation, what would it be?
This one. I mean, as a stand-up comedian, it was way easier to make it in the 80s and 90s. I mean, most of the battle was just doing stand-up comedy.
I thought you were going to say most of the battle was just doing cocaine.
No, but seriously, it was a far less competitive enterprise. But still, though, I'd say that now, but what's going to happen, we might cure gout in 6 months, for Christ's sakes, Who fucking knows?
But your special has 10,000 views.
Not yet. Don't jinx me.
9.5 thousand views. That's a lot of people who are able to see your shit.
Yes. Yeah, which is great.
It wouldn't have been able to happen that easy.
No, I mean, there's pros and cons to the internet. I'm mostly mad about how many people do comedy now. A bunch of people who really have no right to do it. They just never figure out any other social circle.
Yeah, but isn't that the dudes who all play guitar? Everyone plays guitar if you play guitar,
Yeah.
We're just in a circle of comedy, so everyone does comedy.
I think there's, but think of how many more comedians there are now than there used to be. It just keeps getting more and more and more. There's more specials out now than ever.
Yeah, but that's because then you wouldn't have been able to do it,
That's not true. I could have put out a special. If I had foresight, I could have put out a special 10 years ago, when YouTube first started. A lot of the biggest podcasts ever became huge because they were the only podcasts.
I agree with that, and it might be harder, but I started a podcast during quarantine. How many people started podcasts during quarantine? I was able to actually create something off of something that no one said would. They were like, that's dead. Podcasting's dead, you know?
Podcasting is dead. That's a weird thing to say. Nothing ever just dies anymore.
No, vinyls are getting big.
Vinyls? Dude, people still read fucking paperback books.
Yeah.
Nothing ever... CDs is really the only thing. And cassettes. Yeah. VHS is dead. I think they officially stopped making VCRs, actually.
Yeah, VHS is dead.
There was one, but, that's not an art form. That's just a case for the art form.
Were there any jokes on the special that you were worried about putting out?
No.
Do you have a joke that you think is your, most offensive joke?
No. I think people are offended by different things. Different people have different triggers.
Yeah.
Triggers, you know?
It's so funny. I brought this up like fucking 30 minutes ago because I had a roundabout point I wanted to get to, but we're finally getting it now. Are you worried? Do you ever worry, like you were talking about comedians like copying what you do but not getting the nuance of it? Do you worry that people will misinterpret what your art is?
No, because if it's good, then some people misinterpret it, and other people will get it. The best comedians in the world are the ones who ruin comedy, so to speak. I put that in quotes, ruin comedy. You know? Like Bill Hicks, everyone tried to act like Bill Hicks, and they were saying the N-word on stage, and they were being like prophetic, and like in Texas there was a sign that said don't sound like Hicks. In New York, everyone tries to put on an Attell-afflection, or at least they were for a while. You know, people still try to talk like Louis C.K., and they try to say nasty things like Louis C.K., but they don't have jokes. They just say grotesque sentences in a way they thought Louis C.K. said them, you know? So, and Jon Stewart, I think, ruined comedy. Because he was so good, everyone else went, oh my God, I want the New York Times to call me a genius. So they just started talking politics. It turns out they're not as smart or as funny as Jon Stewart.
So it's really just the person behind it that gives the intent of what the joke is.
Yeah, if it wasn't, let's say, for instance, if someone doesn't copy you, they were going to copy someone else, and they were going to copy them poorly. There's no control over that. And if people want to blame you for people copying you, like, I don't know what to tell that person.
Yeah. Because you're just doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
You're just trying to create yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But I feel like you can say it's getting back to like I feel like when I watched your special, this is going to sound weird, but I was able to enjoy it. Like if it came out, let's say a year before pandemic, I would enjoy it, but I'd be like,
oh, you'd be worried for me?
Yeah, I'd be worried for you, but I'm not worried for you anymore, you know?
I always knew that stuff was going to decline. There's just no way. What are you going to... Look, dude, some people are going to laugh. Laughing is so nice.
Do you get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, it was a weird time there for a little bit, but that was gone. And I always knew it was going to go.
That was like VHS. It was around for a little bit.
Yeah, but that's a little different because it was... I don't understand how that analogy makes sense, but I don't smoke pot. I don't know, dude. I'm not on your level.
I'm just saying it was around for a little bit, but it's going away.
Is that a fucking...
This is a weed pen.
Yeah, I thought
a weed
so.
vape pen.
Oh, okay.
How do you see weed now?
I eat gummies and I watch movies and I love it. I love it. Like if there's going to be a really good movie coming out, or if it's a movie I've been waiting to watch for a while, I try to make sure I can put myself in a space where I can eat a gummy because I'll enjoy it that much more. Not only enjoy it more, but actually get it more because I let myself get sucked in more.
What movies do you get excited about?
It's a short list nowadays, I'll tell you that. You know, they say movies aren't as good anymore. They're just not. It's 1,000% true. And it's just because there's so much superhero stuff going on. Even movies that aren't superhero movies are really superhero movies. The Fast and the Furious movies.
What movies do you get excited about?
Anything David Fincher puts out. I have my director. I have my guys. Like Scorsese, of course, is like the greatest ever. So.
What's that new one he has coming out?
Oh, Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm pretty pumped about that.
Isn't that like fucking 16 hours long?
If it's good, it's fine. If it's good, it's fine. And it's like 3.5.
It's funny. The Irishman, that was his last movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like 3.5 hours long, right? I remember I watched like an hour and a half of it.
And you couldn't do it
and
anymore?
then I fell asleep. And then I woke up for the last half hour, and I loved the movie.
That's not good.
I was like, it's a perfect movie. I was like, I enjoyed all hour and a half that I got to see of it.
That's funny. Yeah.
So Scorsese, who else?
David Cronenberg is a guy I really like. Did a lot of body horror and also like a lot of psychological shit, like psychological thrillers.
I like
that.
any horror.
Any horror?
Yeah.
I'm getting more into horror now because they're putting out good horror movies and they're not putting out good anything else.
I like fucked up horror.
You'd like Cronenberg then.
I feel like I've seen Cronenberg movies.
You ever seen The Fly?
Mm-hmm. What's a new one that he put out? Did he do Infinity Pool?
No, that was his son, Brandon Cronenberg, which I didn't see. Should I see that?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I like the...
See, I like X, I like Pearl, I like Terrifier, I like horror.
They're putting out good horror movies. It's not...
Did you see Beau is Afraid?
No. Was that good?
I wouldn't say it was good, but it's worth a watch.
I liked the first movie that guy did, and the second one where they go to that like evil Switzerland. Midsommar. Pronounce it right, fuckhead. Midsommar.
Okay, Bon Iver.
I didn't like that at all. I thought it had like two cool scenes, but it was a lot of time wasted.
I like that more than Hereditary.
Oh, okay. Some people did. I
you
liked
like
Hereditary.
gore and stuff though.
Who?
Gore.
You're
a big Al Gore fan.
I'm a huge Al Gore fan, man. Those towers would still be up if Al Gore was president.
And there'd be flowers growing on top of them.
Yeah, I liked action. I like my favorite movie is probably a crime thriller. That's my favorite genre, which they just don't do well anymore.
Would you make a movie?
Yeah.
Do you have any movie ideas?
No. No, but if someone said, "Hey, you want to give it a fucking whirl?" Yeah, I could write a movie.
Would you make yourself the star?
Hopefully, I can afford someone better than me.
You could star in a George R.R. Martin biopic.
Maybe. I could probably
You
do
look
that.
like a young version of
young
him.
George R.R.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not a big fantasy guy.
I'm not either. Apparently, Game of Thrones is amazing, though, so I'm going to give it a shot.
Mm.
Lord of the Rings was like undeniably good. It wasn't my favorite thing, but it's an undeniably good series of movies. I like sci-fi more than fantasy.
Yeah. Would you rather live in a fantasy world or a sci-fi world?
I mean, it depends what sci-fi world, man. You could do both and do Star Wars. Star Wars is a little fantasy, a little sci-fi.
Would you rather live in Star Wars or fucking Lord of the Rings?
I'll take Star Trek over both of them, actually, now that I think of it.
I know nothing about Star Trek. I'm out of my... I like real shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like real life shit. Except I'm playing that Hogwarts game. That shit's really fun, and it's really funny that they have a trans character in the Hogwarts game to say like a fuck you to J.K. Rowling.
Snuck a trans character in there.
But it's literally, because it's a video game, it's literally just a woman, and it's just a dude's voice talking as the woman.
So they never say trans, they just have a dude's voice?
As the woman bartender.
That's funny. That's funny. They probably couldn't get away with doing a trans, like she'd be like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Because J.K. Rowling definitely has sign-off on all that.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear about this thing? I'm asking everybody about it. Did you hear about that professor?
Probably not, but go ahead.
That professor in New York is having parties of all the celebrities that have been canceled.
What do you mean?
Like, she's bringing together everybody that's been canceled to, like, have talks.
Oh, no
and
shit.
Like, yeah.
Oh, Shane Gillis gets to meet Jared from Subway. That's fucking awesome.
I was saying that they have a roast battle between Kramer and Cosby.
Dude.
Paula Dean's cooking for Kanye.
Oh, my God. Dude, Paula Dean, what did she do? Right? She said the N-word a few times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We knew she had to.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yes. I mean, when your cooking is that Southern.
I went to a restaurant. It wasn't good.
Of course not. She probably just slapped her name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess they'll fund another slavery-themed party.
Would you go to the canceled party?
I don't have the honor of being canceled, so I don't think I get to.
If you could be canceled for anything, what would it be?
My jokes. Yeah, dude. Being canceled is the best thing that can happen to a comedian now. Like it's like it
It depends what you're canceled for.
yeah, well, for your material.
Oh yeah, you can't just be like going and molesting people and be like, it's helping my career.
I don't consider that canceled. Oh, you're in jail for rape? You were canceled.
Yeah. The judge doesn't go, and your sentence is canceled.
Yeah. You're canceled for the next 3 to 5 years. You are not allowed on Twitter and TV.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. No, that's not how it goes. Like, dude, some of these problems are so much bigger than cancellation. Bill Cosby wasn't canceled. Okay? No. Like, you can't call it canceled if it didn't exist, a while back.
You can't call it canceled if it's an actual crime. You can
say, Me Too'd, sure. But I think that's even, cutting it a little short of the impact.
Damn. You think you could survive in prison?
No.
You would have to be white supremacist.
Yeah, which I wouldn't look forward to.
No.
I mean, you know what? If they let me do stand-up, I might have a chance.
You actually could save yourself.
Yeah.
With some good jokes.
Hey, can I please do jokes?
They're about to rape you. Yeah. And you're just like, quick, and you just start telling jokes through the tears. You're like, I call diabetes.
Pepsi foot, get it?
And you're just sobbing.
Yeah. No, we talked about this on I did Bowden's podcast because they brought up Oz. Like the idea of climbing up a criminal hierarchy. I don't think I could do that unless I had lots of cigarette money.
You would have to smoke a lot of cigarettes.
I would have to give out cigarettes.
Oh, and you would just be...
Yeah.
You would have to have a gaped asshole going in to fit all those cigarettes in there.
I think they're more clever than that.
Would you gape your asshole for prison cigarettes?
I mean, it's not my choice whether it gets gaped or not.
Yeah, that's true. It's wild that they don't consider it gay if you're in prison.
I mean, it is gay whether you want to admit it or not. Now, you don't have the option to be straight. That's true. So you're forced into gay, but it's still gay. I mean, the definition of gay is two dudes banging.
So gay is not a choice unless you're in prison. So
then yes, then yeah.
Then that's the choice.
Yeah, well, the choice isn't even to be gay. It's more like, hey, do I still want to fuck?
They should have like mixers like they did in like Christian high schools of the prisoners.
Female and male prisoners?
Yeah, like school dances.
I think a lot of people just get more sentences. There'd be a lot of pregnancies and shit in jail.
Yeah, that would not be good.
You probably heard about this. Everyone heard about this. But the guy who said he was a rapist, and he said he identified as a woman, so they put him in a female prison.
I did not hear about that.
Yeah, dude, he got like 3 women pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good for him. Fertile.
That's exactly what
No, that's fucked up. But when I hear that, I just feel bad for the guys who have been trying for a kid for like 10 years. And they're just crying reading the news article.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's fucking...
Oh, my God.
Busting nuts.
You're shooting blanks. Your wife's mocking you.
He's coming babies out.
Yeah.
It comes out like a baby.
Yeah, exactly. 2 investment bankers can't have a super smart kid together, but 2 prisoners, 1 rapist, 1 lady who put her baby in a microwave, they fucking bang. 9 months later, bang, criminal kid.
That's what I call it.
That kid's got no shot.
That's a prison microwave right there.
No shot. Well, the best thing to do to that kid is take him away and be like, all right, we're never going to tell him shit.
Teach him stand-up comedy.
Yeah. No, you act like he didn't have any. Both your parents are dead. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Your mom wasn't raped by a man lady. Okay? You don't worry about it.
I think it's wild that legally you are allowed to find out your parent they used a sperm donor. Like when you hit 21, like you're legally allowed to find out.
But are you legally allowed to say no, you can't find me?
I don't think so.
Really?
Because I think that's crazy that you're like, I need this $600 so bad. And then you just like nut in a cup and you're probably stoned and you just needed rent. And then 20 years later, someone knocks on your door.
I think it depends. They don't just take anyone's cum anymore. Women are more choosy than ever. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be 6 foot tall. You know you're not actually going to date him, right? I don't care. He's got to be 6 foot tall. He has to be polite.
You
He has to be able to cook. Why does he need to have to cook?
You don't want an ugly baby.
You don't want an ugly baby.
Nothing's worse than an ugly baby.
Nope.
Nothing in this world.
Oh.
My friends said they saw someone tried to run off with a baby. I was like, what would you really do with a baby?
You know, I mean, we all know you're selling it to Peru. Sell to some shady place in Peru.
You can't just put a baby in an envelope and write Peru on it.
No, you have to get a stamp and
a can of tuna.
dude, you know, you could sell a baby to a fucking couple who needs a baby.
Have you ever had any paranormal instances or times where you thought you saw an alien or anything?
No, next question.
You don't believe in any of that shit?
I believe aliens are here. Not like necessarily. Like, I believe aliens exist in the universe. It's just too big.
You don't think they're here on Earth?
No. I mean, no. And I also don't think there's any way, even if they were, there's no way for us to find them because they have had to travel from someplace so far away. The amount of technological advancement they must have over us, we would be less than chimps to them.
Yeah. You don't believe in anything Bigfoot, Yeti, Loch Ness Monster?
No. I believe in Portuguese women, and they are very scary.
I never knew what a chupacabra was.
Until I had dinner in a restaurant in Fall River. I was like, why are you putting eggs and ham on a steak?
Until I had salted meat.
You know you can eat something other than shellfish, right? What are we doing here? Dude, Portuguese women beat their husbands, dude. It's the opposite of the Italian family.
What do you think the wildest night?
I'm not done talking about Portuguese broads. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's the name of your next special?
I'm not done talking about Portuguese broads. Shellfish and black eyes.
That's the follow-up?
Yeah.
This is part 2, shellfish and black eye. Oh.
Yeah, what were you gonna ask?
Wildest. What would you say your wildest night of your life is?
I did ketamine for my birthday like fucking a week ago. Dude, I'm sober. I don't drink alcohol, but like I still do drugs. Like every
heroin,
now and then.
you shoot up.
Yeah, I still shoot dope and shit like that. I'm not some fucking... I need to relax, you know? No, but I did ketamine, because I did ketamine like a year earlier, and it was so much fun.
I've never done ketamine.
The first time I did it, I had so much fun. I was light. I was giggly. It was wonderful. It reminded me that like the first couple times I smoked pot. Remember how great your first couple times smoking pot is? You can't stop laughing. Mm-hmm. That's what it reminded me of.
I've been chasing that dragon to this day.
Apparently, if you take a month off smoking weed, you can get kind of there.
Yeah, but then I lose all my friendships.
The podcast is much more on edge.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dude, you medically smoke pot, basically. We've talked about this.
So I go to my pediatrician, and he the same doctor since I was 4 years old. I feel like I've been talking about it a lot recently. But I've been going to him, and even he's just like, you smoke weed every day. It's part of who you are. I'm not even going to talk about it.
Yeah, it's different people have different things.
But tell me about ketamine.
I did too much. I was way too fucked up.
What happens if you get too fucked up off ketamine?
You just, you can go into a K-hole, which when you can't communicate with anyone and you're basically out of your mind. True story. I used to work at this place called In Season Resorts. And we had and our boss there was a real drug user, like real drug user. And we used to always ask him, hey, I'm not going to say his name, but like, hey, how come you never drive to work? Someone always picks you up. 2 years, we've never seen you once pull up in a car. You don't drive. He goes, oh, dude, because this one time I was doing a bunch of ketamine, And when I was driving, he's doing ketamine while driving. That's how insane this person was. And I did too much, and everything turned into a cartoon. And he crashed his car.
He never drove again.
He might be driving out. I haven't talked to him. I haven't.
Until you did ketamine with him on your birthday last week.
No. I did ketamine with my roommates. And I did too much. And it wasn't like the craziest thing ever, but it's like crazy for being 37 and not drinking.
What do you think while you're in a K-hole?
I don't know. I didn't get in a K-hole. I got K-rocked. I think there's a difference.
Is that like K-pop?
Yeah, no, K-rocked. K-rocked. I was just...
you just turned to a Korean rock singer?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Did you hear about the lady the man who turned himself into a Korean woman, the YouTuber?
No.
Yeah, dude, he looks bad.
In a good way?
No. He looked like he...
I don't think anyone could turn was he white?
Yeah.
And he turned into a Korean woman?
Yeah, he was like, I am Korean now.
I would be more surprised if I was like, damn, you look sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Ugh.
Like, imagine if one day you're like, I'm going to be a Japanese woman.
Yeah. Dude, it's basically the same thing.
I know. I'd be surprised if you were hot.
Yeah, and the fucked up thing is people would get offended, too. They're like, hey, man.
Well, I don't think they'd be offended that you were still using tape on your eyes.
Yeah, probably. And I talk like that. Most honorable. Yeah. That would be pretty offensive.
Wait, so you got, what's K-rocked?
You do too much ketamine and you're fucking... like, you're wobbly. You can't really communicate.
If you were dying, would you do all the drugs? What's the craziest drug you've done?
Heroin.
You've done heroin? Snorted it?
Yeah, a long time ago. I did heroin twice. One time I snorted it and I was like, holy shit, I just did heroin. What the fuck's wrong with my life? And another time I snorted heroin and then I said, hey, that's really good cocaine. And my friend laughed at me.
And then you turned to Henry Rollins.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to do ketamine again because I felt a little bit like a drug addict, even though like I barely do drugs. I felt a little bit like, what was I doing? Yeah. Like I was like fucked up from it like the next day. My throat and my nose were all a mess. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
Drugs are never as fun as you think they're going to be.
Except for Molly.
I've never done Molly.
Yeah? Yeah, it'll change what you just said.
I feel like I'll get addicted to it.
I mean, it's not... anything that's fun can be addictive. Anything pleasurable can be addictive. Right?
But like, remember when you thought hallucinogens would actually give you visuals? Like, you'll actually see like a purple elephant?
Well, that's because I did. I've seen that shit.
Of what?
LSD and mushrooms.
Oh, what is that? They call it candy flipping or something?
By themselves, I've seen it. I've mixed them too, but like I've seen a lot of cool shit.
What's the craziest shit you've seen? I've taken a lot.
My first time doing mushrooms, I saw a family of woodsman people. They were all blue, and they lived in a boat. And they wanted me to come with them into the forest. And I started to go, but then there was too many thorns.
Damn, really?
Yeah, dude.
That's wild. I've seen some crazy shit off the DMT, but off mushrooms, I've never seen anything real.
What do you mean real?
Like, I've never seen like an elephant or a blue of Avatar people.
So you've just seen like the way the leaves sort of go into each other?
Yeah, like you see like sacred geometry and shit like that.
Sacred geometry?
Like, you know, when you see the shapes and patterns and shit.
Okay. So that's what it's called, sacred geometry?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. I just don't like Grateful Dead music. I feel like if I
I don't like Fish. I don't like any jam bands.
No. If I liked that, maybe I'd see shit.
Maybe, but I don't like any of that stuff. I like the music I like.
What are you listening to right now?
I was just listening to Neil Young when I got here. I like that stuff a lot. Love Neil Young. Old guy. The old music.
Were you a wrestling fan?
A little bit, not much. I got over it pretty quickly. I did love the wrestling video games, though.
So you didn't ever have like a wrestling like you were a wrestling personality?
I liked Stone Cold Steve Austin because he would drink beer and beat up his boss.
Would you ever do a wrestling promo?
Sure. You know,
They were always coked up in those wrestling promos.
and on steroids too.
Coke and steroids. You'll see some visuals off that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do want to see you jacked.
You'll see a straight green line.
I've never seen a wrestler, like even The Rock. I've never seen a wrestler and be like, "You look healthy."
The Rock kind of looked healthy back in the day because he wasn't like all roided out. He was just big and strong.
But now he looks like the thumb people from
now,
Spy Kids.
now he's on a bunch of steroids,
Yeah.
which is weird.
He's like popping out.
Yeah.
And he's making shitty movies.
His movies blow. Here, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone, and the idea was The Rock was going to be the next version of that, and he didn't even come close.
John Cena's a good actor.
Yeah, but he's good in comedies.
Yeah.
Like he did this. He did a couple of. He did The Marine, which is really funny. like drinking game stuff. You know. Like,
Yeah.
you drink every time he says he's a Marine. Drink every time he says, "Give me back my wife," because they kidnapped his wife. My buddy Michael Good taught me that drinking game. And yeah, that stuff's fun. But, like, no one makes those fun movies anymore. Like, I used to love movies, like, in the 90s when, like, some group of immigrants was causing a ruckus and they needed a white guy to beat them up. It's crazy to look back on now.
Did you see the last Rambo? Where he just
Dude, he's killing Mexicans. It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah,
He's a Vietnam vet. Why is he killing people in Mexico?
well, he's also getting fucked up by Mexicans.
That's me and Joe Buckley saw that movie by ourselves. No one else was in the theater except for like two old ladies who just like want to remember the days when Stallone was so hot. Or so I have no
They
idea.
were just rubbing one out.
Yeah. But we were laughing our fucking balls off, and we enjoyed that movie very much so because it's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a movie out there, Steven Seagal. It's called, what was it? It was fucking insane. How am I forgetting this movie now? Marked for Death. It was about Jamaican voodoo gangs coming into the suburbs. And I'm not joking. The movie is, like, for an hour and a half, it's just Steven Seagal brutally killing Jamaican people. For an hour and a half.
No plot.
No plot. I mean, there's a plot. The plot is Jamaicans are bad. That's the plot. The plot is you can't trust Jamaican people. And he's just breaking their arms and ripping their throats out for an hour. This is true. At one point in the film, Steven Seagal runs out of Jamaicans to kill because he scares them all off, of course. So he goes to Jamaica to kill more of them.
Action movies used to be, let's send a white guy into like a foreign country and just kill as many people as possible.
What? And I get now, hey, maybe don't make it a white guy always. Switch it up so there's not that weird thing, right?
Yeah.
But like still make those movies.
Yeah.
Make those movies where one dude just mows down everyone.
Yeah, send a kid into a school. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, call it
the next big action adventure movie.
Oh my god.
Columbine.
Yeah, just a kid like, I'm remaking John Wick. The script's on Reddit. The guy thinks he's remaking John Wick at a Bed Bath & Beyond in Raleigh, North Carolina because no one fucked him.
And he really hates masks.
Really hates masks.
Oh my god. Straight for pay.
Straight for pay. Watch the special. I'm very proud of it.
What should people do directly after watching your special?
Like and comment.
After that.
Call City Hall with some of my ideas.
Could you put me on with the Jew in charge of this place?
Dude, absolutely. I'll make you my head Jew in charge.
Oh, thank you.
Dude, HGIC on your desk.
An embroidered yarmulke.
Solid gold yarmulke.
You did headline the first show I ever did. The Red Nun.
Yep. Which is always a good show and never should be.
And then we did a roast battle and you killed me.
Yeah, I did all right.
It was not fair for me to go against you.
Wasn't it your idea though?
No, I don't think so. I think
Who
they
did
asked,
that to you?
I don't even know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I think they knew that we knew each other.
Oh, okay.
But I don't watch a lot of specials anymore. But I loved your special. It was
thank you.
hilarious.
You gotta watch more specials. You gotta watch them. I know it's hard to find a good one on Netflix. It's hard.
But there's a lot on YouTube.
There's a ton of great stuff like that you maybe haven't seen. Like you've seen Patrice O'Neal Elephant in the Room, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen most specials up until 2020.
Good. Still watch some of those good ones over and over again. They always help. They'll remind you of something.
Yeah, no, trust me, I've seen so much comedy. Like, I'm a fan of comedy through and through. But watching yours was the first time I've like belly laughed at one in a minute.
Thank you. I'm hearing that from a lot. Belly laughs. That's what I go for, man.
Yeah,
it's a lot of comedians out there that just sort of help people laugh. I want to make them laugh. I don't want to give them a choice.
If you love peace and social justice and you just want to clap for 38 minutes straight, watch Straight for Pay with Alan Fitzgerald.
Yeah, please do.
Man, thank you for doing this.
Dude, thank you for having me, man. I'd love to come back. Dude,
you have open door policy on this. You were, one of my favorite comedians. You've been there with me from the beginning, so it's cool to sit down and always catch up and see where we are, because it has come a long way,
Yeah. Well, you came a long way quick. All right. Well, thanks again,
I'm
man.
mostly a dribbler, so that's surprising.
What's a dribbler?
You said I came a long way. So.
Oh, okay. You're talking about your semen.
Yeah.
You're talking about ejaculating.
I'm talking about ejaculate.
All right.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Hey,